Hi, my name is Jasper. I'm a chiropractor at Milton and Fornham Chiropractic clinics, and we're located on the outskirts of Cambridge and Edmunds. And today I'd like to talk to you about a few exercises that when I go to the gym, I see people doing those exercises. I'm thinking, it's such a shame. They're trying to stay healthy, they're trying to stay strong, work on their core muscles, reduce the incidence of back pain or back pain altogether. And they do some exercise which actually induce back pain. And that's just a shame. I mean, I obviously can't go up to them and tell them what I think they should be doing. They'll be probably slapping me around the face. So I thought I'd make this video. Hopefully they'll see it and hopefully they'll benefit from it and you will benefit from it as well. The first exercise that you should essentially avoid doing is a full sit-up. It's been shown time and time again that the full sit-up actually induces back pain and doesn't actually make it go away or make it better. And the reason for it is actually your disc. So I've got a model here, and what you see here is we have two vertebrae above and below, and in the middle we have an intervertebral disc, and the disc is like a sponge, or imagine disc is like a balloon. And imagine what happens if you squeeze the front of the balloon. The back actually pops out, and that's essentially what you're doing when you're bending. So when you're bending forwards, you're putting the front of the two vertebrae together, and the disc has a tendency to start popping out. Now let me show you in this model what that means. So I'm just going to squeeze the front, and now that's the disc here. See what happens there? See, it bulges out, and this thing what you see on the side here, that's a nerve. So a bulging disc can actually create a back pain, but it can also create a bit of sciatica by pressure on this nerve here, which makes up the sciatic nerve. So that's why you do not want to do a full sit-up. It just causes you a lot of problems. Now I'll come back to exercises that you should be doing instead of that, but that will be at the end of the video. Now the second thing I see in the gym, something that you should never do, is a Russian twist. So it's a sit-up with a twist, and I'm not too sure if you've seen it. So a full sit-up would be bend his knee all the way, come all the way up there, and then come back. And the Russian twist is when you essentially sit in 45 degrees, bend your knees, and you do this. You see it sometimes with people who've got like maybe even a weight here, and they go backwards and forwards. And the problem is the disc. Because if the disc hates anything, it is a flexion movement, so bending forwards, with a twist. And that's often what we see in the clinic as well. People, when they lift something in midline, so they go in the garden, they lift some weight like a pot of plants or whatever they do, and as long as they lift in the midline, they're absolutely fine. But as soon as they put this pot outside the midline and try to put it down somewhere there, or you're lifting something from the car and you're turning, that's when the disc can pop. So this Russian twist simulates that movement, and that's why you should avoid it at all costs in the gym. The next thing I see, I like the exercise actually, it's just the execution, is a full squat with the butt wing. Now with the squat, generally you want to sit back, come down, so that's absolutely fine. But what a lot of people do is they go down too far and they start tucking in the lower back. So they're doing that. They come down, they can't come here, the hamstrings get a bit tight, and people are doing this when they come up. Down and then in when they come up. Have a look at it in the gym. You'll probably see a lot of people doing this. It's a great exercise to squat when done properly. What I suggest you do is you look at yourself in the mirror, you come down to the level where you see your butt wing starts to happen, and you just stop above that level. So you could, for example, use a bench as well to say, okay, I'm just squatting down up until the bench. Or some gyms have these Reebok step things where you can step on and you can accommodate the height for that. So you can raise it as high as you should before your butt wing actually starts to kick in. So that'd be a good thing to do as well. The other one is not, the next one is not a bad exercise if done properly, but a lot of people can't do it properly, and that's called the double leg raises. And I'm sure you've seen in the gym where laying your back, both legs up in the air and down again. Now this is not a bad exercise, but critical with this exercise is that you really push your lower back into the floor when you do this. And what we see a lot of people do when they don't have enough strength yet in the core muscles is they start arching their back. So they arch their back to raise the legs up, and that actually produces a lot more stress on this lower back. So it's not a bad exercise, but just make sure that you really push that lower back into the floor. Okay? So you can put the back of your hands in your lower back and put pressure on, so you make sure that you have enough pressure. If you can't do it, don't do it yet. You're not ready for it. So what can you do instead? Simple, a plank, for example. Plank is a fantastic exercise. Support yourself on your elbows, on your toes, up here, and hold it here. Now the only thing with the plank is, again, this is sometimes what I see people do, is they arch the back. They're too far down. Now you're just using your ligaments to keep yourself up. You want to go up, put your buttocks a little bit up in the air, hold it here for 30 to 60 seconds. Fantastic exercise. The side plank, another great exercise to do. Support yourself on your forearm, feet on top of each other. This one, and if you want to do rotation, for example, what you do with the Russian twist, you just put your arms up, go all the way down, through this little gap underneath here, come back up again. An absolutely brilliant exercise, and doesn't put any stress on your disc whatsoever. Very good exercise. So that's called the side plank with T rotation. You can do 3 sets, you do 10 repetitions per set, absolutely fine. The bicycle crunch, that's a good one as well. So it's one of the exercises that has shown to really fire off the oblique muscles without putting pressure on the back. Because that's what people try to do with, for example, with the Russian twist, is they're trying to work on the obliques. Well, I've given you one exercise already that works with the obliques, so your side plank with the T rotation. This one is a good one, where you lay on your back, you bend your knees. Bending your knees relieves the pressure for your lower back. Fingers on your temporals, and you just go with one elbow to the opposite knee. That one. This side here. Very good. Back is nice and neutral, no pressure on the disc, and you still can work your oblique muscles. That's a very good one. And the last one I want to show you, you need a gym ball for that. It's called stir the pot. Again. So, elbows on the ball. This ball is a little bit soft, but you can do any ball. The wider you place your feet, the more stability you have. So feet are quite wide. Up here, and with your elbows you stir the pot, left, right, however you want to do it. Keep your buttocks nice and high, don't sag, up high. Absolutely perfect. So, those are 4 exercises that will strengthen your core, but not put any pressure on your disc.